What did you guys think of this movie anyway?
Sucked.
So
I hated it. Weak. Disqualified.
All right, you're not being cool.
you're not being cool, man.
Just another movie for the blue pill, gynocentric world.
Whoa. Get the fuck out of here with that line. What the fuck was that? That like took me right out of the movie.
Just a bunch of beta chumps.
Yeah, it's very one note so much of the time.
God, Jesus Christ. Covered the whole movie.
Hello and welcome to Raised by Video. This is Dan. It's a Dan week. Strap yourselves in. It's a Dan week.
Strap yourself to the toilet.
Okay. Oh my God.
To the toilet. If you have a heavy porcelain toilet, strap yourself to it right now.
Dan's
Hold on
hosting.
tight. Dan's hosting. You're going to be puking. You're going to be shitting. It's going to be crazy.
You don't want to
Get
leave
your mouthwash.
Puking and shitting and puking. Yeah. Preferably if the toilet is right next to a bathtub. That's your best bet. You could do both at the same time without having to face your poop in the eyes.
That is a tender mercy from the universe when you have a bathtub right next to a toilet. Oh, thank
Butt
God.
in the tub, face in the toilet. That's what I always say.
That's right. Sometimes I just...
That makes sense to me.
Whichever one is, tends to spray more. Whichever one has a wider spatter pattern.
It's all about the spatter pattern. You got to catch the spatter pattern.
See, I usually pee in the bathtub and then poop in the toilet. Is that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
You missed the entire conversation.
Just lay down in the tub, turn the water on, and just whatever happens.
Do what you got to do.
Matt, do you
Open
pee
your
out of your
mouth,
nose or your
breathe
mouth
deeply.
or what? What's going on here?
I always have a boner when I'm pooping, so
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you gotta
I pee
rub it up
at
against
the boner and into the tub.
the lid.
Yeah.
It's not that big. It's not that big, Stuart. It doesn't reach the lid.
The boner?
The poop?
Neither.
Bite-sized little rabbit
my
droppings.
God.
Little rabbit boners, rabbit droppings.
Oh, my God. I'm joined, as always, by my brothers Drew, Matt, and Stu. Say hi. Say hi, Beavers.
Well, howdy.
Hi.
Oh, dear God.
already
Okay,
hurts.
if you're new to it already hurts. There's already tears in my eyes. If you're new to this show, good, yeah. The way we do it is this. We each take turns leading the discussion of a movie. We all do it in different ways, and we're always trying new things. Most listeners agree that my episodes are the best, and that I'm the best fur trapper in North America.
True facts that he just made up on the spot.
On the spot.
By
can do
fur
that about
trapper, he
facts.
means liar.
Oh,
Goddamn dirty liar.
Today it's my turn, and I have selected Hundreds of Beavers, a 2022 slapstick that is so simple at a technological level that I personally, as I speak this, very likely have all the tools at my disposal here in my office to make it myself.
Sweet.
There will be.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Why haven't
there
you?
will be. I don't know. That was the question I kept asking myself. Why haven't I done this?
Because you can't write a
Sick
story this
story,
good.
dog. It's so good. I never would have thought of that.
Damn.
It's a fucking sweet story. You have to have deep cultural knowledge of the Wisconsin, Michigan area to
apparently.
write this story, and it's pretty sweet.
I
So
just
there
like
will be
the-
spoilers. Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just like the theme song to this one. Is I believe it went, hundreds of beavers, beavers for me. Hundreds of beavers, dick deep in them. Hundreds of something like that.
I was also
was good.
singing the Presidents of the United States of America, Hundreds of Beavers song. Interesting.
Really?
Beavers come from a dam. They were put.
Yep,
Nice.
exactly.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, internet. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, those of you who didn't know, the presidents of the United States did form a band, and they were pretty big in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jefferson was still kicking then, and he played a mean bass.
Carter was a founding member.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Carter.
They kicked out John Adams. Just never shut up. They just, it was difficulties creative differences.
Yeah.
Bush this junior wanted to come in. It was blood in. Then he wanted out, and it was blood out. Bitch.
Bitch. No war criminals accepted, bitch.
Bitch, you're going to get fucking stomped. There will be spoilers. There will be analysis. And if I know my brothers, there will be jokes about furry beavers.
No.
Which begs the warning.
With the
If any of our family members, if any of our family members are listening, please stop now. I'll never be able to look you in the eye on Thanksgiving ever again if you keep listening to this show. We are playing characters on this show, and these characters are reprobates. That said, this show is a satire, and it's for comedy purposes only. It's not meant to disparage any of the hardworking members of the filmmaking community. Anyone who gets to make feature films for a living, in my opinion, has the best job in the world, and I am so happy for that person. I am switching up my agenda today. I'll, 1, give you the story in a maximum of 3 sentences. 2, I'm going to ask you some questions, just delve into general impressions and random scenes. 3, we'll read some Amazon reviews. And then 4, I'll wrap it up with final thoughts, and we'll all score the movie. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Sounds sweet.
Score the movie.
Hundreds of beavers.
Little blue dune toboggan. No.
Nice. All right. Hey,
No,
pretty
it's
good.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right, here's the plot. Alcoholic Applejack maker and proprietor Gene Kayak sees his establishment go up in flames after beavers gnaw on the infrastructure. And in an effort to find food in the winter hellscape, he begins devising traps for the wildlife. Largely unsuccessful, he comes across a merchant's business, falls in love with the merchant's hot daughter, and befriends a master fur trapper, ultimately inheriting and expanding on his methods. He grows in his skill and wealth, murdering beavers and other creatures with various ingenious traps, and ultimately he must bring back to the merchant, quote, hundreds of beavers, end quote, in order to buy the ring that he will give to his bride-to-be. This is a story that's got it all. It's got violence. It's got comedy. It's got sex. Mostly of the animal variety, but we do get one excellent pole dance. Yeah. From a human female. All right.
If you're a furry, you're going to love this movie.
You're going to fucking love this movie. So it was written by Mike Cheslick and Ryland Brixton Cole Hughes. And it was also directed by Cheslick, edited by Cheslick, and the visual effects were done by Cheslick. It stars Ryland Brixton Cole Hughes and Gene Kayak. I know. God damn. Shorten your name, Ryland Brixton Cole Hughes.
Too handsome, too jacked, too funny, too muscular, too many names. Stop
Terrific
it.
performance.
Quit it.
Yep, I know. Fucking awesome. Olivia Graves is the furrier who, in real life, owns and teaches at a pole dancing studio. Wes Tank.
Where?
I know. In Colorado, apparently.
Where specifically?
I'll give you a link. I'll give
her
all
home address?
all our listening. You can do your stalking thing. She actually has a channel and everything. You can do it. It's easy. Go check it out.
And she's not afraid of
I'll be in
gutting
my bunk.
animals. I mean, this is
She's
the
not.
lady for me, you know?
She
She's
could
great.
slice me open and tear out my insides, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I bet she will too.
She could wear my skin as a coat.
Oh,
Shit. Never
yeah.
mind.
Puts the lotion on skin.
It puts the lotion on the beaver. Wes Tank is the master fur trapper. Doug Manchesky is the merchant. Louis Rico is the Indian fur trader. And cinematography by Quinn Hester. So that's it. That's the movie. We're just going to jump right in. General impressions. Did you guys enjoy it?
I did at first. Can you not hear my voice? Can you not
control of the
hear
crickets.
my voice? Can you not hear me? At first I was like,
We're
what
listening.
the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
And but then it got entertaining. I was like, if this movie's going to be like this the whole time, I'm not sure. I want to continue. But then it I guess after the whole starvation phase of our hero's journey, when he finally was sort of taken up by the master trapper, I was like, okay, this is getting pretty good. And then I was hooked, and I was having so much fun, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was a fun time. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
So that starvation sequence that you were like, is this going to be the whole fucking movie? How long can this go on?
Yeah, and is this style going to be the whole movie? Because I wasn't really digging the style at first, but they did a lot with a little, and actually it turned into quite a lot towards later parts. I was like, God dang, this is a really good production, professional production in this weird style. It was fun.
Amazing.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you, Stuart.
Yeah, I was pretty much hooked immediately. And then it just gets better and better from there. I was honestly overwhelmed by how much was going on.
Absolutely.
Just relentless gags and absurdity.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Technical beautifulness. Beautifulness, that's a word.
Yep. It's the word now. It's a word now, folks.
Yeah,
George Bush Jr. would be proud of you.
Pretty, wings take dream on this woodpecker's shit.
Just stick to Christopher Walken, Stuart.
It's true.
Stick to Christopher Walken.
No, sometimes you can channel the spirit of someone without doing their voice. That was pretty good. Pretty good. I get what you mean about the overwhelmingness, because it's like watching, almost 2 hours of Looney Tunes, and it is just. I rewound it. I'm like, I missed that. Let me see that again, because I was still laughing and leering from the other things. So it's, it is overwhelming. It's amazing. Matt, what about you?
Well, I kept getting hung up on the points in the movie where there's these rabbits that are made out of snow and they have really big boobs. So I just kept pausing it there and, doing some hand gestures and stuff.
He was an exhausted man. Matt was an exhausted man by the end of this movie.
Every time though that, and then the striptease, the pole dance scene came up, and I had to fast forward through that. For rabbits, snowman rabbits. But other than that, other than how much my arm hurts today, and how chafed my penis is. It was a really good. It was a really good ride, man. I was very surprised at this. I was like, my reaction at first, like, what the fuck is this? And that was pretty much the whole way, like, what the fuck is this? Like, joyfully laughing, like, what am I watching?
I know. Totally.
I feel like it could have been a slightly shorter, but I mean, that's like grasping at straws, It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah. Circling back to me, I agree with all of that. There were moments where my attention drifted a little, usually in the beginning sequence. It was just going on, but it was a minuscule amount of time. It was actually less time than my mind drifts for most movies today. But it always picked back up for me very quickly. And there's actually very little time to snap out of this movie. You kind of have to pay attention. And I fucking loved that. That's why I show up to a movie. I want to pay attention. I want to do work with you and like be transported somewhere else. So this was just so fucking refreshing.
Yeah, they set up the gags. There's so many fucking good gags in this movie, and they just set them up so well. And like it just moves so fast that even things you don't realize are setups end up being setups later on.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Him falling through the holes. It happens once, it happens again, it happens
portals,
the third time.
Mario Brothers portals or something.
Yeah. So he thinks about it a second, and it's like the key to trying to trap more.
First rabbits, and then beavers later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Yep. So many gags. God, it was, and it's because it's very much like it's a silent film. Technically, there's sound effects, there's music, and basic stuff like that. It was so great. Fop beep, stuff like that. So good. So there's sound, but it's basically a silent film. You're not following. It's not dialogue driven. It's very pure cinema, and movies are very young medium. You know, they've only been around for like 15, 20 years, something like that. So people are still learning how to deal with, you know, all the different. 20. Thank God. I was like, nobody caught that? Does nobody know how many years film has been around?
Wait,
sure
is
it's
this
been like
made in
100,
1922?
I was wondering where you were going with this. I'm like, okay, I'll let him finish his sentence.
Like, did I miss something? Or
Yeah.
you said it with such confidence. I was like, oh, I guess he knows. I don't know.
The MCU was the first of filmmaking.
No,
It
no,
all
no,
began
no.
with
It was
Iron Man.
It was The Usual Suspects. It was the
Man.
first film ever made, guys.
That's right. Yes, yes, yes.
No, wait.
Guys
It was
are so
twins. God, I'm sorry. That was my mistake.
Oh, Edie Federin. Yeah, no. So it's a very visual, very pure medium. And that's kind of old cinema. That's pure cinema, as I think David Mamet said. You know, silent film is pure cinema, and it works. And when you're watching this, you're like, Jesus, this has a lot. Why does this medium is so watered down today with extensive? It's very dialogue driven today. So I was blown away by just how visual this movie was.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I just started 5 sentences there and didn't finish any of them. That's how excited I am.
Typical.
So excited.
And now everybody's puking and shitting because you did that.
and pissing.
Their head in the
Don't
tub,
forget the piss.
their butt over the toilet.
That's right. No, wait.
But that's an accident.
Other way
They're
around.
not supposed to do that way. They're
They just
disoriented and dehydrated.
came on so fast they got confused, panicked.
That's another thing I liked about this movie. You know, Gene is a rampant alcoholic at the beginning of this movie, and he has an arc. He's trying to
Yep.
Nice
get
little-
over his alcoholism.
He's got a couple of arcs, actually.
He
Yeah,
becomes
he
a
does.
beaverholic by the end.
Right. Funny, like how the spigot that he almost put his mouth on to really test his change of character.
Glad he didn't.
At the very end, he sees it fire up, and it's like the propulsion system for a rocket. His face is priceless. It's like, that would have killed me.
That was one of the gags. I did not see that coming. Yeah. Yeah. The look on his face.
So if you're an alcoholic out there, just be careful. You never know. You know, the next time you're about to have a drink and it's gonna blow your fucking head off. So be careful.
Yeah. Be careful what you put your lips up against.
Yeah.
It may end up burning you. Oh!
Unless it's shaved beaver, of course. Then
Yeah. then
suck
it's
it all the way home.
smooth as silk.
Yeah, I mean, if there's sometimes there's a little stubble, and
Stubble's
it can
fine.
really scratch you up a little bit. But
you know.
Yeah.
in a good way. In a good way.
Okay.
You just rub your
We
own
like that.
stubble on it. You know, like a cat.
Stubble to stubble. Ooh. Hang on, I gotta take care of something.
I'll be in my bunk.
Oh God,
Okay, it's joking.
Dad's joking.
Let it all out. Puke in the toilet. Puke in the toilet.
You didn't try to drink out of the Applejack barrel, did you?
I just inhaled some of my IPA.
What did I just tell you? Be careful. Come on.
Man, if you've never done that, it's like smoking weed.
You high now?
So high. Oh my God.
Dan's vaping beer.
I love the look on his face a lot of times. He's got great looks.
Terrific performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one of you guys can answer. I feel like sometimes he had black fake eyebrows on. What was the deal with that? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did notice that sometimes. Yeah.
I couldn't make a heads or tail of why they were there sometimes and not others.
I'm not sure. I do remember it was a good time to go into like backstory. I don't usually do a lot of research on movies when I watch them because I don't have time, first of all. But also because I either don't hate or love them enough. So to do so, films I don't really hate a film, but films that I find fascinating because they really, really didn't work and they fell apart. I'll do research on those for sure. And then films that do really well for various reasons. I also, whether it's they're good or I just like them. I'll look into it a little more. And I think they filmed the first part of this movie on a limited budget and then later went to investors after they showed him that. The whole film was shot for $150,000. It was shot over 12 weeks, according to Wikipedia, using the same camera I use for work literally every fucking day. That's the Panasonic GH5. It's a little DSLR.
Nice.
Wow.
And Stuart and I used the GH2 to shoot Simpatico years ago. It's a good line of cameras, cheap, affordable, has a good picture. I think it was because they shot some of it before they shot the rest of it. So there's some time lapse there.
Okay.
That's my guess. I have no idea. Honestly. But I did notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was to accentuate certain things or
Right.
what, but
Was it part of the story, part of what you're supposed to be seeing, or
maybe they did it randomly because there was, and this is again just a thought, because that sort of inconsistency was present in older films that this kind of pays homage to, like Buster Keaton films, Charlie Chaplin films, Abbott Costello. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
yeah.
But compare this at that budget, $150,000, to Blood and Honey,
Right.
another film we reviewed.
That's what I was
It's amazing.
100 times
Yeah.
better.
the difference
Oh my God.
is the story. And
Yeah, it's way better well written. Way better well written. Yeah, that's a fucking
Okay, everybody
sentence.
everybody's puking and shitting now. Thanks, Matt.
God. Some of these people are driving right now. For God's sakes, have mercy.
They're on their way to work. They have to turn around, go home, change clothes.
Clean out their car.
Explain things to their wife.
No, Officer.
Doggett boys did it again.
Officer Beavers. I was not just shitting my pants and puking all over my car. No. Don't arrest me.
I haven't had a drink. I've just been listening to this podcast.
This podcast.
Just disgusting.
These Doggett brothers.
You'd
this-
puke too.
They don't know grammar. Ossifer. Yeah, so much more work and energy went into this movie than Blood and Honey. It's a huge lesson for filmmakers. It's, if you want to make good films, which not everybody's interested in making good films, but if you want to make good films, you have to put the energy into thinking about it and working on it. And it's so apparent when you watch this. I may be biased because I think everyone here kind of knows the basics of how you make a film, and just watching this and how low budget it was such a delight, because the low budgetness kind of worked for it. Has a very bootstrappy sort of sensibility to it, and it was just perfect.
For sure.
Oh, sensibility. That's a good word. It did have that sensibility.
It did. All those little quotes at the beginning from like Ben Franklin about being laborious and stuff.
That was in the middle. That was right in the middle. That was when that particular quote about the laborious. No man was ever glorious who was not laborious.
Right.
That was the point. That was the last quote of the movie, and it came out about the middle, and it was when he really put his mind to the task of killing these beavers, and then a little bit after that, he realizes that he can marry the furrier if he gets hundreds of beavers, and so it was like like the final chapter of the picture. It was his.
So he's going to trade
laboriousness.
one beaver for hundreds of beavers. You know what I'm saying?
He had to go through hundreds of beavers to get to the one beaver
to the one
that
that he really
mattered
wanted.
most. I mean, most.
Whoa.
Actually, it's funny because after the movie ended, and I watched this film last night, and then, I've had all day to just have it sort of.
Masturbate? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. You were saying
Yeah,
something
it's just been.
To find a beaver costume.
It's been ruminating in my mind, and I keep coming back to that quote, because that was a cool quote, and then the chapter after that quote was him just putting his mind to the metal,
Right.
putting the metal in his mind, or whatever the fuck the saying is.
Putting the pedal to the floor.
God damn it! Don't puke, please.
They did. It's too late. They're just dry. Their colon is dry spasming right now, and they're dry heaving into the toilet.
But yeah, that had an impact on me. It's fucking good storytelling, and then not just that, but then all the twists and turns. This movie went in places there was zero expectation, or I couldn't even guess where it could have possibly gone. And God, it was like you said at the beginning, it was just a delight to watch. You want to be there for this kind of an experience. And
yes,
they did not disappoint.
Surprise. They did
It was
not.
fun.
Surprises was a huge part of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so many surprises, and just like you're along for the ride, like the chase on the logs through all the ducts and water, the wherever the logs travel through, all the beavers
Totally. It was like
chasing
a Temple of Jones Minecraft madness thing. It was awesome. It was like, yes, what? I've seen this in
Such
ages.
a
Yes.
fun ride, and the audience is along with it.
If you're Spielberg, you're like, okay, I have entered the lexicon. I am definitely a part of this collective consciousness when people are doing shit like that.
Oh yeah, a lot of Indiana Jones style
Yeah.
Yeah.
caper, like chase stuff, or like Star Wars through the forest on the speeders, except it's toboggans.
Did you guys see the for sale sign past them?
Yeah.
As they were
Yeah, I
on the
saw that.
toboggans?
Did you guys?
So good.
Did you guys
I didn't even
catch?
notice that.
Yes. It's like clear that they're filming in like rural Michigan or something.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
That was.
I'm
great.
sure it was on purpose. They left it in on purpose. Yes.
Did you catch the? What's that movie with Robert Redford? Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Johnson. There's an
Yeah.
ode to him in here.
Yes.
Is. Did you catch that? You guys caught it?
Yes, right after he trapped all the animals in the cave. It's a slow zoom to him. And he looks kind of grave, and you're like, not sure what he thinks. And then he smiles, a big smile, and gives you a nod.
And does the
Like
little
that
nod.
meme.
The famous
Yep.
Jeremiah
Meme.
Johnson nod.
Yep.
The nod to the nod.
Yes.
He looks like him. He
Except
did the
he's
face
butt naked.
perfectly. Right. Butt naked with a rifle hanging across him. I love that, man. God, what a surprise.
Oh, my God.
It was just
So good.
Apparently
I
there's a
rewound
bunch
it. I'm
of,
like, is that what I thought it was?
I just heard, I don't know, I'm not a gamer, but apparently there's a bunch of nods to popular video games in this as well, which totally makes sense because when I was watching, I was like, damn, I want to play this game.
Yeah.
right. Well, I think the map itself was maybe a nod to Zelda or something.
Interesting.
Because when he's drawing the map, you see the character moving around. That sure looked like a video game to me. And I think that was a
lots
Zelda
of
type
game
thing.
nods, I think.
Yeah, every time he like gets a new prey, he gets a rabbit or he gets a beaver or whatever. Yeah, exactly, like video game noises.
nice, yes.
He's leveling up and like going out, getting stuff, going back to the trading post.
Yes, the
Like,
trading
more,
post.
more coin or whatever you get, the more
Yes,
furs you get,
right.
the more you can get. So
And then during the brawl when he's like hitting those bottles on the wall, and it's like
So good.
10 cents, 5 cents or whatever.
1 cent,
100
5 cents, 10
cents.
cents, 100 cents. Top shelf is 100.
And these are simple gags. He hit like a rag doll hits the wall and then falls down, and the camera's locked off. And so they just cut and then bring the actor in there, and he pops up in place on the floor.
He's got a
It's
boot
so
on his
great.
arm, on his hand. Like,
right.
it's like, just get into this position, whatever, He pops up.
Like in any other movie, it would be like, oh, you can see how they did it, but the point is that you can see how they did it, and that makes
Right.
it even funnier.
That's totally well said. Yeah,
I
so
thought
good.
it was really well done. Like,
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. That was very well done. Oh, while we were on the subject of coins, when he first goes to the trading post and he gets coins from the guy, but he can't pick them up.
the one, there's one coin. There's one coin.
That's right, one
Struggling
coin.
to grab it.
That goes on for way too long. It is so funny.
So fun. And I'm like, it's because of the fish hands, right? Like slimy fish hands or something. God, so good. And then the guy picks it up for him, he gives it to him, and he just puts it back down to buy something.
Gotta have the exchange.
So funny.
I was like, wow, that was really well done. It looked like it was actually stuck to the table or something, but it was moving around. But and then the noise that the tradesman makes, he like grunts his disapproval or dissatisfaction or whatever, and picks it up easily. God, that was a great gag.
Yeah, and then later he gives him like 2 coins, and he easily picks them up and immediately sets them back down.
Right.
As he's gaining prowess or something.
Yes, right.
And speaking of that, the weapons. At first, I was like, why are 2 bear traps cheaper than 1 bat? But then, like, he uses the bear traps in various cool ways to catch and kill animals. But then once he has the club, which was more expensive than 2 bear traps, man, he got a lot of animals with that one. I was like, okay, I get it.
Right. Truly a level up. Yeah. That's what's so funny about this. They get you intimately familiar with something you would only see once in typical film. They really make you sort of, again, pay attention to work. Like the proprietor's sign. The first time you see it, like, I'm never going to have to look at that again. But you are intimately familiar with that sign by the end of this movie. You know what he paid in what order and everything. It's great.
Mm-hmm. I was even wondering, like, I think the second time we saw it and he gets something else, I was like, I wonder if we're going to go through and is he going to get everything in order? Sure enough, he does. He does just that.
Right.
We hope you're enjoying this episode. We hope you're listening near a commode, preferably one with a bathtub close by, so you could spew from every hole at the same time.
Okay, yeah, we're just naming sequences we like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's basically what we're doing.
This is like a very Chris Farley show episode.
This is a very Chris Farley show.
There's so much packed in this movie.
How
are we gonna?
Would we like a movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that part?
Well, that's the thing. We'll spare our audiences that. So, but we're basic. I mean, I've got tons of questions to ask you guys, but we're already jumping into it. I mean, there's so many things to like about this movie. There's literally hundreds of things going on constantly. I love where he follows the rabbit tracks and sees their entire life story. That was a great little sequence.
That was amazing.
All their sex positions imprinted in the snow.
Their infidelities, their offspring.
And then the payoff. He's like, oh, these poor
these weepy little rabbits.
Baby rabbits.
And then he eats. Hard cut to them over on a spit over a fire.
He's getting ready to eat them.
And I love the behavior of the dogs. I like skip along and are super, super happy. And they're like humping trees and pissing on stuff and smelling each other's butts. They play poker at night, and it goes from poker to war to solitaire as the wolves pick them off.
Right. Homage to that famous painting, dogs playing poker. First,
right.
you know.
So funny. God damn it. That's the best thing I've ever seen in a movie in my adult life, probably. Okay, let's see.
The horse.
The horse. And when the fur trapper tries to get on him, which is just two humans under a blanket, he just struggles so
Just jumps
hard.
on him.
That was very much a wink to the audience. It was so good. Oh.
The look on the face of the lead horse man just killed me. It's just like dead-eyed.
Yes, and he just had so many times he had such a prominent position in the frame. It was just like, oh, I can see this actor's doing something. He's doing something.
He's being a horse.
He's being a horse.
He's really committed to the role.
Oh dear God. You know, a part that got me, I was laughing so hard. He was pushing a box down a hill and the music was going. It was like a sequence music, like ding, 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 ding. And then he falls into it. The music stops. And then he gets out and just the music starts again, pushing it again. And then he falls into it again. There's something about it. It just looks so good. The actor did such a fucking good job in this. Very physical, very physical role. And he did just stunts, it looks like, fighting. It was terrific. What a trooper. Amazing. I guess he's co-producer, co-writer and everything. But that scene, for some reason, I was just like, I just appreciated his performance in that particular scene. Because it's nothing but him pushing a box down a hill and it's hysterical.
Right. And then the second time he does it, it's like it happens slowly. It's like he's definitely flipping himself into the box.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So he's got to get in there. He's got to get in that box.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Everybody
later
saw
he
that,
sees the tracks
Right.
in the snow, and he knows exactly what happened because it happened to him too.
Right. There's a lot of that. There's the Sherlock and Watson Beavers like putting things together on the trail, but they're totally wrong about what was going on.
which they
Whereas
try
he
and
will
display in
picture
the
it.
courtroom, and so you get descriptions of what they thought it was.
Him doing heinous experiments on beavers.
Right.
Turning like Superman.
Fantastic Four or something. Yeah.
I loved how he has to. He's resorting to carving things with his teeth every once in a while. Sometimes he spits blood, but the last time he carves like a tombstone, he just spits an enormous amount of blood.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah, he like carves it like a crucifix, with Jesus Christ on it.
Yeah. A carving of Jesus Christ. Yes.
For the fur trapper that dies. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. I was cracking up, dude. All right.
Some of the fight scenes, speaking of his physicality and physical role, where I also really appreciated especially the fight scene when he was hand to hand fighting right after he escaped
The beavers.
the beavers.
Yeah.
But they would
Yes.
explode with like popcorn. And
Yes.
by popcorn, I mean the packaging that you put in boxes to keep things from getting damaged, not actual like
Right.
kernels of popcorn. And like he would like chop a head off or punch a head so hard it would explode with popcorn or whatever. And I loved it. And it was so well done. Like it looked really good on film.
Yes.
I don't know how they did that, but man, that was some good filmography. And another part I loved was when they use everything in this movie that was in the film.
Everything.
So the table saw that they were about to cut him open with to use his skin as a coat because they used the trapper skin as a coat.
You heard that right, folks. I know. It's hilarious.
Yes. So at one point, a beaver falls on the table where the saw is, and there's this moment of like feigned hesitation or something, but the look on his face, I can't even remember it exactly to describe it, but he suddenly flips the switch and the beaver just, the saw goes right up through his center and the beaver is just split up. Oh God, it was beautiful. Just such good effects.
But that was another gag before that because they didn't even use that saw to like cut them up. They're like sharpening a knife or something with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they lower it. They're not going to use it. It's like, okay, what the fuck?
Right, they're going to cut him with a
Right.
knife. It was the
Yeah.
knife sharpener. That was a subtle little gag. That's right.
Right.
I forgot
And then
about
after that, right after that, he rips a fucking beaver's skeleton out.
Yes.
So good. And they're all like,
was
oh, we're
awesome.
done.
Like,
That
yeah,
was
okay,
so
we're not
great.
fighting you anymore.
Yeah. My God. You know, it just occurred to me they probably did the blood white to make it contrast with everything because it's black and white. That is so. I don't know if that's accurate, but that really works for me. It's such an I mean, how would you ever think of that? That is such a great move. That is such a good move to do. It's funny. It makes it funnier. And it also is practical. You can see it
Yeah.
better. And it's not actually gory. It's more
Right.
humorous.
Yeah.
Good call.
Definitely humorous. Yeah.
Makes it not super dark. The only like real blood you see is his blood when he's spitting it out after chewing his
Snow.
Carving a
out.
crucifix. An intricate crucifix for his beloved human friend.
I really appreciated when the Indian or the Native American, they were smoking together. I really, really appreciated that they didn't go on some sort of high trip. Like they didn't get high. There wasn't a sequence of being high, getting high, tripping, whatever. I was very thankful for that. It was just two guys exchanging smoke. It was probably tobacco, right? That's what you would assume since there wasn't a sequence. So
Yeah, we don't approve of marijuana on this show. All right.
we don't
Yeah.
approve of sequences of highness unless it's really well done. Because the whole movie already is enough to get you high and go
Oh,
on
God.
a trip. So you don't
Absolutely.
need a sequence of getting high.
If you're listening to
Yeah.
the
No.
show high right now,
Good for you.
what are you doing?
If you're listening to this high right
Who do
now,
you think you are?
head over just head over to
Mr.
Patreon.
Mrs.
The pole dance in this movie was amazing. Holy shit. I was like,
Loved it.
this woman, I didn't really take much notice of the actress Olivia Graves. I did. I took a lot.
Why?
Of Olivia Graves, the furrier, until that, and I was like, wow, that actor, she did so much work to prepare for that pole dance. But then I found out doing research for this episode, she in real life owns and teaches at a pole dancing studio. This is like the third digital project, feature film type product that she's been involved in. So she doesn't have a lot of feature film work. She's not an actor. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
on IMDb,
amazing.
she doesn't even have a profile picture.
Yeah, she didn't have many lines in this movie. I don't know why, but she just kept like laughing and smiling and stuff. That was it. It's like, what a one-note actor.
She did like her practical gags, didn't she? She liked to gag on something, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Whoa!
Gulp.
Beaver steak?
Poles?
Long rifles?
raccoon hearts? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. She was great.
Yeah.
She was wonderful.
She takes off the coat and it's like stockings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I seeing? He picks up, it cuts to him and he picks up a knife and fork and just looks really hungry.
Which I think might have been an homage to the wolf.
The wolf has
that
got to be the
howls
Looney
and
Tunes.
eyes pop out of the head.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God. So good. Also, when he goes to the beaver dam, he like infiltrates it by accessing it the way a beaver would, going upstream and under, up and under.
Yeah.
And then it's
That sequence was awesome.
it's awesome. It's amazing. He jumps in there. It's all clean and tidy. Which, you know, beavers are fascinating creatures. It's a really interesting sort of touch to put that into the movie where like they accurately show the architecture of a beaver dam. He gets in there and he lands and it's just, you know, these like little portals where beavers can jump out of the river that flows through the whole dam and powers everything.
Yeah. Series of gears and pulleys and stuff.
Right. Yes. Yeah. There are deer trophies lining the wall. It's like a cabin. Has a cabin feel.
Yeah, there's the lodge, there's the lounge,
Right,
there's
right.
what is the God, there's so
Very
many
sophisticated creatures.
so many rooms.
They're building their dam using cranes.
Yes. They're about to do their first rocket launch and see how that goes.
It was a huge structure, very tall, many stories. And deep
Oh, it's
too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. God, getting of it. And yeah, the whole like minecart madness when you're in there. Wow. Amazing.
I was thinking during that sequence, like, I want this to be a video game. I want to play this video game. It was very Donkey Kong Country with the
Minecart madness.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. So much fun. I wanted to play Donkey Kong when I saw. I was like, "Oh my God, I need to play this game again."
One other gag that I liked was when he used his snot as a spyglass.
Yes. You're like, what the hell is he doing? That's not a spyglass. That's pepper. Why is he putting pepper in his face? And then he sneezes a fucking telescope out of his snot, which is a gag that was set up earlier.
Yeah, he killed a wolf with it, right?
Yeah, he accidentally sneezed and killed a wolf with an icicle of snot, a snotsicle. He
Not
does it
only
again
weapons,
later.
but-
Like, what is he doing with that? And he turns it around and it's a telescope.
His noise is
And then he has
Awesome.
it's that fucking costume. It's like rancid and fucked up beaver. He just wears over it to get in there. Oh my God. So many good
Yes.
so many good fucking gags.
There are, and it's all so charming. You're watching this like, this is so simple. This is such a simple thing to make.
Yeah.
It makes the story shine. Are we like obsessed with spectacle and MCU movies and like just graphic effects, you know, computer generated effects? You look at this and you're like, you appreciate the technicality of it because it's rudimentary. I think like viewers are sophisticated and they can kind of see it and understand it, and that makes it really good. You see it like, holy shit, that is all it takes is a little imagination. I actually want to imagine things when I'm watching a movie. That you kind of lean into it a little more. I don't know. It was interesting.
Yeah,
it was so refreshing.
Like,
to see.
one of the favorite movies that I've watched recently was The General. It's a Buster Keaton movie.
Nice.
It's all about like him on a train trying to catch up to. He's a Confederate soldier. He's trying to catch up to Union soldiers who've stolen a train, and it's pure cinema. So much fun. Tons of great gags. Just stunts that blew my mind. Because it was made in like the 1920s silent era.
Yeah.
I was absolutely floored by it. And Buster Keaton's performance is just phenomenal. Everything he does with his face, with his body. And
those silent actors, something else.
I was like, this is the best movie I've watched in ages. Like, it's way better than some of the shit that's coming out now. So to see this do that style, but it kind of adds something to it, with today's technology and make it a little more cartoony. And I was just so in love with this. Just seeing that, like, these guys have obviously watched they've studied older films from the classic era, and they're not just doing that, they're making something more out of it. They're adding to it.
Yes.
And I oh my God, I appreciate it so much. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. This film is so fascinating because they take the basics of filmmaking and image creation and combine it with a very, very sort of rudimentary college level filmmaking budget. And the result is something that would blow people's minds if they saw it back in the area they're referencing.
Totally.
Back in the 1920s or something. So it was, it's so good. And I don't say rudimentary or basic as
derogatory,
in a derogatory way at all. I mean, in a lot of ways, this movie just underscores, for those who enjoy it, just how important approaching your movies from a sober, story-oriented way is, and we've all talked about this before, not like undervaluing or underestimating the intelligence of your audience or the willingness of your audience to go along with the visual story and do work with you to kind of keep pace with the story. And so I was just blown away when I saw this movie. Absolutely floored.
Yeah. It's like a reminder that a lot of filmmakers today are a little too clever for their own good. And these are filmmakers who really focus or understand the fundamentals of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And utilize them incredibly well. And it just shines. It's like way better than some of these like cynical meta bullshit movies that come out these days.
Yeah. When I was watching this, I thought about, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's like an opinion that's probably just like among YouTube perverts or whatever, but the idea that comedies, like big budget comedies, are kind of like gone. They don't really happen anymore. Like straight to streaming. Comedy is dead in that theatrical sense, which I don't know. I mean, you could probably agree or disagree, but I'm like, if they are dead and this is the evolution of it, hey, I'm okay with that. Like I'm
on board.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
This
Totally.
is like so much better than any fucking Kevin Hart comedy or whatever that has come out. Even if it lacks The Rock's giant pectorals or whatever, still a lot better.
Categorized as slapstick, the last really funny movie that I saw, which would also be categorized as slapstick, perhaps, was The Nice Guys. And because it has like sudden extreme violence, but in a funny way, funny violence, and just gags and
complete absurdity at points. Yeah.
Absurdity, cartoon-like scenarios. Yes, absolutely.
Good flick.
So I think that slapstick is something to be explored a little more today. It just seems like I respond very positively to it. So I would like to just embrace what film is good at. The thing about editing and film is that it can reward a slapstick sensibility a lot. It can really help with that. The editing is a big part of what makes this movie funny. Those sudden cuts and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree, Matt. If there are people out there that say the comedy is dead or something, maybe let's look at some slapstick. I don't know. More slapstick, everyone. You heard it here first, folks.
More
Raise my
slapstick.
video. More slapstick and comedies. Breaking news.
Did any of y'all see the Fall Guy?
Fall Guy's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you consider that slapstick?
I don't know. It feels a little beyond slapstick, but the humor in it is slapsticky.
Yeah.
It's
Hey.
more like cool stunts,
Like an action comedy, not
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
slapstick.
Yeah.
There's some slapsticky stuff that happens in there, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not enough.
Right.
Certainly
Not
not as
enough.
much as this.
Not making use of Ryan Gosling's slapstick talents.
He is a very funny man
Oh,
when
yeah.
allowed
He's
to be.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Jesus.
His performance in The Nice Guys is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
So good.
So good.
The young lady. The porno young lady.
That's a lot of blood.
He's on the hunt for beaver. He's chasing that beaver. He's gonna smash that beaver. He's gonna crush that beaver. He'll beat up the beaver. He'll split that beaver in two. He's gonna slay that beaver. He's gonna run that beaver through. But he's not gonna eat that beaver. He ain't gonna eat no furry wet beaver. Brown beaver, black beaver, ginger beaver, hairy beaver, shaved beaver, smelly beaver. He ain't putting his lips on any of those beavers, 'cause he's got that pole dancing furrier beaver fever.
All right, let's get into some reviews here. Let's see. All from Amazon. This film was self-distributed, believe that or not.
Nice.
Most positive thing I can say is that if you love TikTok dances and sped up movements of overacting, then this movie is for you. If you're looking for any joke or traditional humor or any setup or building of anything funny, don't look here. It's just disappointment.
What? What? Didn't pay attention to the movie at all.
Are you
Apparently.
just like listening to it or something?
Some part of him knew that there was traditional humor, setup or building of funny things, that, but his subconscious, his actual conscious mind was like, nope, those aren't happening in here. You don't like it.
Movie that's completely
That's the
built
whole
on
thing.
setup and payoff.
What does it say? Traditional humor? Traditional comedy?
Yeah, traditional humor, quote. Yes,
What the fuck does that mean anyway?
Or any setup or building of anything funny. That's so good.
No, nothing.
God.
Nothing.
Not only does it set things up and pay them off from in one scene, but also from scene to scene,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and also from beginning to end.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he just it has the memory of a fucking mouse. So yeah, I have no idea.
It is.
He does
it
like
is
TikTok.
threaded with humor. It's a well knit story. It's a
Of
perfectly
traditional humor.
crocheted. Yes.
Yeah.
Of humor.
Setups of building of funny things. Yes. He does say this though. Some of the cinematography was nice. Some of the movie was nice to look at. So there we go.
I don't think you watched this movie. Like,
I don't know. It's like the opposite. It is the opposite of what happened in this movie.
Right.
It's just like, oh, what am I going to review today? Oh, what's this one? 100. I've never seen it, but I'm going to review it anyway. 1 star.
All right, here's another one. I tried desperately to enjoy this movie as I am quite a fan of quirky and weird. This one was trying too hard to be quirky and was weird in a boring way. The B&W format and mimic/mockery of the 1950s-esque cartoon setups was fun, but that could have been compressed into an enjoyable 20 minutes, not a hardly sufferable long form.
Wrong.
And if you feel stupider after having listened to that, it's because you needed to become stupider in order to understand it. I like the 1950s cartoon setups. That's pretty funny.
B&W. I mean, not everybody's into
Bondage and witchcraft.
Yeah,
That's what it
Bondage
is.
and witchcraft.
Bondage and witchcraft setups.
Here's another one. This video would have probably been great for those who drugged out during the 60s and 70s, because that's what it's going to take for you to laugh at this movie.
Wait, is it a video or is it a movie? What the fuck are
Was
they talking
I?
about?
I don't know.
All right, 80-year-old man.
Did I get drugged out?
Okay,
This
boomer.
may be funny to you tree hugging hippies, but is not.
If you want to tune in and drop out, or whatever the saying is that Timothy Leary said, this movie's for you, man.
You know, one of the things I liked about this movie is that it was so, what's the word? I don't want to say masculine, but it was just like he was killing animals the way they did back in the 19th century. I guess they still do these days, but there was no, he didn't make any qualms about it, especially like, and that's made obvious by the two baby rabbits or the children rabbits that he sees. He just kills them, and the next scene is him roasting them on a spit over a fire. Like, he was out to kill these animals because A, it's food, and B, it's money, you know? So like, this was a hunting movie. Like, this is a man. He's the top of the food chain, and he figured it the fuck out.
Hunting ain't
Yeah.
funny. It's serious business.
Muscles, man.
It's kind of like a historical particular that happens to be a man, because they make, like you said, Drew, the first part of this is him just needing to feed itself. His stomach is growling really loud, and there's animation of like grumbling on his stomach. So he first wants to eat, and then he wants to mate. So it's like, I think they build sympathy with the character by making it about like human ecology largely. So it's like, it's a funny little thing where you feel like you're being educated at the same time. He even has a sketch on his map about the different, like the food chain. This thing is attracted to this prey. This predator is attracted to this prey. Skunks like frogs. I don't know if that's true. I want to look it up, but that's fascinating if it's true.
Where did they... The frog killed me. Where do they find a frog in this frozen
In the winter,
Wisconsin wasteland?
The absurdity. Oh my God.
The way the frog screams, like
Okay,
I love
so
the
what-
finger maggots too, by the way. That was great. Sorry, go ahead,
The
Matt.
finger magnets? What are you talking about?
Finger mag.
Figure maggots. Yeah.
Oh,
Ah,
maggots,
yes, the maggots. And we bit
Yes,
into
oh,
it.
God,
The one
finds
he
it in
ate
the-
was disgusting.
So gross.
white juice spills into his beard.
Somebody should have tapped him.
I loved it. Yeah, right.
The maggot gave no warning. Bad move. That's bad.
Bad move, maggot.
Against protocol.
The heart that the furrier gave him was rotting with maggots, and he decided to try to eat one of them for sustenance. It was just,
Yes.
I mean, he was going to eat the heart, but
And then it became fish food. It's
Right.
just leveraging everything into
Yes.
to knowledge to extract stuff from the natural economy.
including
Right.
advancing his technology, which was awesome because he
Yes.
made the traps. He figured out just the ingenuity. You know, it was
made
an
a
evolution
whole
of him. It was great.
Wind tunnel
The wind tunnel thing was
to kill and move his
fucking genius.
the club just tied up to knock them out as they
Knocks
passed
it out automatically. It's a fucking Rube Goldberg machine to kill animals.
Yes, industrial level killing of beavers at this point.
I love all the traps. Like it shows that the ropes and things have tension in them by just having them kind of
Wobble,
vibrate.
vibrate.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so cartoony, but it gets the message across
Yes.
without you needing anything else. It's great.
It's like low bit depth filmmaking, but it's perfectly fine. It totally works.
So that was my issue at the beginning. I was like, this is way too animated. But as I said, like once I got into it, I was fully into it, and I loved every bit of it. I loved the wobbling, I loved the animation, I loved the cartoons, the flies, the animated flies, the just everything about it. I was fully in after a bit, you know. So yeah, it all works. You know, it might take some warming up. Well, and the intro song, it was all animated except for him. And so he was a successful businessman before he
hugely successful.
Yes, hugely. Yeah. Before he literally lost everything and had to learn to hunt for food. He no longer had the economy of men to support him. He now had to learn to fend for himself in nature without dinero, Robert De Niro. That is money for you people listening.
Bobby D wasn't there.
Bobby Money.
Bobby Money. So yeah. I mean, he was a successful businessman, and it's two different skills: surviving in nature, getting food for yourself, and
very much.
Yeah,
yes,
two different skills. Anybody can make alcohol and sell it.
Yeah, the first quote had to be about like nobody knows what the purpose of wanderings in wilderness was until you're out of it, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a philosophical element to this movie that gives it another level of depth. That is very much appreciated. It's awesome. Totally missed by this next reviewer, who says it feels like high school project by a clever teenager. Unless you are stoned out of your mind, you will not be amused or entertained for more than 10 minutes for this very long movie. End quote.
Wow.
I watched this stone cold sober this afternoon, and I laughed my ass off.
No drinking, no drugs, nothing. I was completely
I was
sober.
jerking off the whole time, but that's different.
There was something about the snow women that had Matt hard as a fucking rock.
Snow rabbit women, thank you.
Snow rabbit.
He didn't like the actual woman in the film, just the rabbit snow women.
Just the ones with ears and big snowy breasts.
Let me ask you something. Did you climax when one boob fell off?
I don't know if that's something I should answer.
Did you climax?
Yeah, don't answer. That's private.
When both boobs and an ear fell off and it made a dick and balls.
Would you believe that's when I came the hardest?
Yes,
I would believe it.
Shot me across the room.
Oh God, Jesus, don't have it so fast.
Sweet surprise! Oh!
Smashed through the wall, and I ended up somehow in the woods. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, ice cold dick.
Oh man. All right.
Oh my God. Ice cold dick reminds me.
Okay.
In the beginning sequence when he's looking at all the animals and he imagines them as different food. He sees the birds and he sees like soft pretzels. He sees the fish in their ice cream cones.
And one of the beaver is pizza, right?
Yes,
Two beavers
yes,
with slices of pizza.
It's just like things that didn't exist that have no connection to the object that they represent. Oh my God.
Yes, very nice. Yes. Amazing.
Killed me. The fish as ice cream cones especially. It's like what?
Well, I mean, yeah, and also other things that didn't exist were, rockets, which the beavers were building in their lodge. Like there was no precedence for that at all.
Fun fact, beavers
Except for the
founded
great
NASA.
beaver rocket incident of 1439, right?
It inspired. Without beavers, we would never have made it to the moon.
I mean,
That's true.
I mean, I have a rocket that I want to put into beavers. If that
Nice.
that's something.
He's talking about a dick.
Pussy, the final frontier.
That's what we're all about here on this, folks. We're about pussy and the rockets.
Yeah, everybody knows. Once you have all you virgins out there, once you've had sex, that's it.
which is
You're done.
100% of our audience. So that's
And 75% of our hosts.
Hey, shut up. That was in our fucking
choice.
operating agreement. We're not supposed to talk about this.
It's a choice. Dan's black-pilled. He's black-pilled himself.
nice. All right, let's see what do we got. While a unique premise, it doesn't remotely live up to the hype. Adding the sexual references was also a disappointment.
Oh,
Just unnecessary.
yeah.
Everybody hates sexual references, especially us.
Really not necessary. To what exactly? I'm not sure. But entertainment? I don't know. Sex? I don't know. Whatever.
Sex smells. That's what they say.
Men.
That's what they say.
Gay rabbits? What's next?
They're turning the rabbits gay. They're turning the rabbits gay.
Hey, there were frogs in this movie too. They're turning the frogs gay.
Turn the frogs gay.
They're turning the frogs gay.
What kind of country is this?
You know what?
What kind of country turns the rabbits gay? This is just another propaganda film for the government. They're trying to turn you gay. I like women, not men. All right. Next one. This is the dumbest thing I've ever wasted my time on. I couldn't smoke enough pot to make this funny.
That's what I said about Venom 3.
Why does everyone go to that?
Jesus.
That's weird.
These people have no soul. They have no soul. They have no, they say that humor is a sign of intelligence.
They do say that.
Oh, unpleasant. Next review. Unpleasant and disconcerting. The mild body horror of the main character impaling his foot on a pine cone over and over was very unpleasant. It is full of clever gags. It made me chuckle, and it was very unique. But unfortunately, it wasn't for me and made me feel all weird inside watching it.
Oh my God, that's a you
goodness.
problem. What?
Are you okay?
You gotta see a therapist, bro.
Seriously. Oh, okay. Wow.
This person is probably
I guess,
subscribed
hey.
to foot fetish websites. That's my guess.
If they watch
damage
cartoons,
the
they're
foot.
probably screaming the whole time, like, "Oh my God, what's happening to that coyote? It blew up!" Ah!
Right?
This makes me wonder, is it a marketing tactic now to make funny anti-ratings? Is this like something that the company itself is doing? If not, we should do it. Let's do it.
It's true. It's so insane.
Go out and do it. I command you, my listeners.
If you
do
do
not
it for
warn
us, we
them
will waive
before.
1 month of Patreon subscription.
No,
we will
No,
not.
hey, whoa.
Just
that
1
puts
month. though.
bread on my table.
That puts beaver
How could I
in
afford my
bed.
sushi without the Patreon?
Just find yourself a sushi glory hole.
They're everywhere. They're blowing up. It's blowing up. It's a huge idea.
There's an app for it.
There's an app. Oh my God. All right, guys,
We
let's
must
wrap it
have
up.
fake negative reviews.
Do it. Do the funniest fucking fake negative reviews that you could possibly come up with. That would be so funny.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That'd
If
be
there's
amazing.
anything the internet is good for, it is for antics and hijinks. Let's do it.
That's right. I should create a second Letterboxd account just to do that.
All right, we got to cut this. They can't hear it. Hold on. Beep. All right. What are your final thoughts? Everyone jump in. Jump in.
My final
aside
thoughts
from the-
are,
Oh God, Matt went first.
Damn it.
well, I guess I give this an 8 out of 10 for the jolly good
Nice.
time that it was. Yeah. It would be probably a 9, but I lost a little bit, lost a little bit in the middle-ish. I was like, okay. The gags weren't quite progressing at the rate that I, might have wanted them to progress, but that's probably a me thing. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Thanks.
Wow.
Bro.
Wrong. Not enough sex for you, huh? Not enough
Excommunicated.
bunny snow tits, huh?
Well, I passed out at one point. after ejaculating so much.
Sounds like
blasting
personal
me through the wall.
issue.
I had
Give
to
it a
crawl
second
back into my
watch,
house.
and you'll be on board. Give it a second watch.
Yeah. Just try
I was
to
dragging my dick around, and it's just hurt at that point. So
dick around.
So yeah, 8 out of 10. What else do you want from me? I don't fucking know. Jesus
I
Christ.
guess that's fine.
I think we're done here.
Just take care of that dick, all right? Ice that dick down.
And Stuart, go for it. That was a very Barney from The Simpsons burp.
That's good. Please leave that in.
That was very surprising. I like that. Surprising. And good
The
bravado.
platonic burp. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh man. Yeah, I loved this movie right from the get-go. Amazon Prime was giving me some weird shit about the subtitles, and I turned them off, and they kept coming up for some reason.
Oh, they did that to me recently. That's fascinating. I thought it was my janky ass fucking TV. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I was watching it on a TV rather than my computer. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I usually watch on my computer. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
What the fuck, Bezos? God damn it.
Wow. Thank you, Matt. Your white
but
squall, Matt.
once that was taken care of, once I got them out of there, yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So much fun. I'm going to watch it again because there's so much going on.
Yes, there is.
I'm going to give this, it's tempting to give it a 10. Usually don't do that.
Right. Those are rare.
They're very rare.
Yeah.
Just for the ingenuity. I think I'm going to. On a first viewing, it's very rare to give me anything a 10. But yeah, 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
10 out of 10 shaved beavers.
Nice. Yes.
The most coveted of all. But hey, no shame if there's a big bushy. We love bush too. Furry beavers are great too.
Oh my God. All right, Drew.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb, a limb with a bird's nest of 3 or 4 eggs on it, and a woodpecker type of bird. And I'm going to give this one a 10. But there's a caveat. There's a caveat.
Amazing.
It would normally be a 9. So kind of my default rating was a 9. And I'm giving it a 10 because I feel like it's going to be a 10. And I'm just so pleased with this movie. Like it's, for me, as I've said 2 or 3 times, it started slow for the rest of the movie and it kept me fully entertained. And thank you, Matt. The thing is, though, I'm probably not going to show this movie to anybody, especially here in Brazil. I live in Brazil and I have a Brazilian girlfriend. And actually, this is interesting. She might actually like it because there are no words in this movie. It's basically a silent film, as Dan said, Right. And so it could be fun, and my girlfriend is fucking awesome and likes she's a
Drew's
comedian.
so horny right now.
She's funny.
He just got off track. All he's thinking about is his girlfriend right now.
And my girlfriend.
She's my beaver. What can I say? She is my beaver.
Whoa, this girl, you've never seen such a beaver.
And I'm stroking it.
Wow.
Not everybody appreciates this kind of stuff. Some people would probably be bored by this movie.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But for me, God, I loved it. And maybe it's because we've watched so many bad movies for this show recently.
Which is somehow so enjoyable.
It's fucking great. Yeah, so I'm giving this one a 10 with the caveat that I probably wouldn't show it to anybody else. And if I had to, I would, unless I knew their sense of humor, they would go along for the ride. They would enjoy this style of film because it's not like you guys were talking about, Marvel movie made in the last 20 years or something. This is a good new take on an old style of film, and I fucking loved it. So
Nice.
there we go.
Excellent. Well said. Nice.
Sweet. Okay.
I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Took forever to say
Okay.
it, but I'm glad it was well said.
No, we kept interrupting you to give you shit about your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's your
All right,
fault.
so-
I'm always right.
All right,
Dan,
let's see. What do I got?
what's your
Yeah,
rating?
it's just me, right? Yeah, I'd probably give it a 10 because it has so much going for it. and time would tell, maybe I won't like this in a few years. It is kind of a cliche saying, but time does tell with movies. Does it last the test of time? It's just an interesting journey, and I like how educational it felt. How they show an illustration of Green Bay Dam or Green Bay, and I don't know, just the humor. I was laughing so hard at this, and just on a very basic level, it's obvious that okay, this will reward an additional viewing. And if it rewards one more viewing, it may reward 2 and 3 and 4, 3 and 4 and 5, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, 10. So this is great. This is a hilarious movie.
The whole audience is
bit my
puking right now.
sensibilities.
Good.
They're so puking.
Yeah.
There's nothing I dislike more than hearing my own goddamn voice, my own goddamn headphones.
Sensibilities. That's a good word. That's a good word. Sensibilities.
Yes. Well, that's a good place to wrap it up.
That's the end of this weird show.
All right. Matt, say goodbye.
Bye, guys. Don't think about my
Drew.
penis too much.
Drew, say goodbye.
Too late.
See ya. Thanks for listening. This has been Drew. I'm the only one you need to listen to. Peace.
Stuart, say goodbye.
Oh, hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. This has been Stuart. Thank you so much for listening.
Oh, and this is Dan. Sliding in your number 2.
If you're lucky.
All right. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
We beavers were a peaceful people before we were faced with pure malice and evil. His beard was red and his eyes were dead. A raccoon's corpse as a trophy upon his head. He murdered our families and blew up our homes. He tortured and hunted and ripped out our bones. So sharpen your teeth, all you beavers and beavettes. The white devil Gene Kayak owes us a bloody debt. We'll devour his wood and slap his hairy scrot. We'll rub him out and turn his skin into a coat. Beavers are coming for revenge. Beavers are coming for revenge.